We think about Jonas Ado in the Boom Boom Room on Saturday.
Man, how about him?
Welcome back to the Boom Boom Room. We were reserving this seat, you know what I mean, and looking around, a couple of little cobwebs and dust were collecting over there in this area, and I'm glad we had the right maintenance people in the Boom Boom Room to dust it off and let us know that he would be arriving, because it's great to see him back. And in order for this team to go where this team wants to go, the not consistent effort, but the scoring you're used to when it comes to Josiah and Santi. I think they're in a different role, but with them being in a different role, Jonas Aidoo has stepped up, and he's in a different role. So in order for everything to work like it's supposed to, you need Aidoo to be aggressive. You need him to get touches. You need him to be consistent and efficient when getting the ball. And I thought, man, it was good to see. He was active, had a pop in his step. That was real good to see. And controlling the boards on both ends and defending the rim, that was really good to see. So it remains to be seen if he can continue that, because we saw a lull, like a 2 or 3 game lull, and a 2 or 3 game lull in March will have you sitting home a little bit earlier than you wanted to.
Well, we're about to get a better idea, right, for Jonas with Auburn. If you want to just go ahead and dive into this game that's coming up Wednesday, this is a big one. Broom's coming in. Bruce Pearl's team is coming in. What do you think for to keep it there, Aidoo against what he's going to see from Auburn tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's Janai Broom, and then you're gonna have Cardwell thrown at you as well. So 2 different styles that you got to be able to adjust to on the fly. Looking at it when you got Janai Broom coming in there, I'm taking it as a personal challenge, because you talk about the big men in the SEC. This is what I would live for. Anytime I'm getting ready to play Tolu Smith, I'm locked in. Janai Broom, I'm locked in. Even Mekhi Mitchell, the numbers he's been putting up as of late at Arkansas, I'm locked in. B.J. Mack, Colin Murray Boyles, like the list goes on. A big Ugo, Trey Mitchell from Kentucky. We can go all the way down the list. Georgia with a Chiwa, Florida with all 4 of their bigs. You got to separate yourself from the pack, and this is an opportunity to do that when you're talking about just this one-on-one matchup. I think he goes out and wins that and brings it to Janai Broom the way he's supposed to and play aggressive. And honestly, like, put him in the Boom Boom Room. Like, you got to do that. He's a guy that doesn't like physicality. When you look at Janai Broom, he's a finesse big, even though he protects the rim and things of that nature, and he's always in the paint. He's a finesse big, though. So Aidoo could really, really separate himself, and before getting into the matchup, I think increase his case in these last 4 games for why he should be first-team All-SEC if he does what he's supposed to do. Now, the matchup in itself is going to be totally different.
Justin Ferguson from the Auburn Observer tweeted out about 38 minutes ago, Bruce Pearl said that Jaylen Williams will travel. It's possible he could play, and that it may just be a game-time decision. He practiced yesterday and moved around well. I know, Ron, earlier in the season, in the SEC season, you had him as one of your SEC Player of the Year candidates because of how well he was playing. Got hurt versus Kentucky in the loss. What does he bring to the table if he is able to play? Can't expect him to be 100%, though.
Right, huge difference maker, man. I almost think that if he doesn't get hurt in that Kentucky game, they were making a run at that time. I'm not sure. It remains to be seen if Auburn would have been able to pull it off. I mean, well, if Kentucky would have been able to beat them, but I think Auburn was going to make a run, and he was going to be a key part in that run. So. But what if him coming to Knoxville, practicing with the team, for one, that's Bruce Pearl. You know what I'm saying? He got to keep everybody on edge, and, you know what I mean, even if he's not going to play, make sure we playing the mind games and coming in the Rocky Top. Bruce knows what to do. But even with him being in that spot, I thought Chaney Johnson did a good job filling in for him. Chad Baker-Mazara being able to move to the 4 and be able to not miss a beat on the road at Georgia. Now, Tennessee presents something totally different, especially playing in Thompson-Boling. So they got to be prepared for that. But I think if Jaylen Williams is able to play, he brings a different aspect to the game. He's got a guy. He's the most athletic person on their team. When he went down with the injury, you saw what he was trying to do. He was trying to bang on the big man for Kentucky then. So he brings a different type of aggression from that 4 spot as well, and just his IQ. And he's been around, a veteran like himself. He's been around the league for a minute, and really helped them regardless if he's 80% or 100%. He's one when ball movement is one, he can read it, IQ, turn it down shot, and his efficiency is something that nobody on Auburn has besides him.
This is the best time, Ron. You're gearing up for March Madness. You have this 2-week stretch. Tennessee's playing for a 1 seed, chance to get that for the first time in school history. But this stretch with the mid-major conference tournaments, regular season finale, and then the big dance, of course, to follow.
In the country, in sports like this right here, man. These 2 weeks, a week ahead of going into conference tournament, and then the conference tournament itself, building up, getting ready to go into March Madness is, man, I'm talking about this is it. Like you dream about these times, your blood gets pumping, you get extra focus, you're locked in differently when practice rolls around. It's a different type of feeling. You can actually feel it in the air. You know what I'm saying? When you coming into the gym, you come in with a different bounce. It's like, man, this is what we've been waiting on. We've been trying to be healthy to this point. Yes, we got to win all them other games, but this is where it matters. We did all that so we can position ourselves to be in the spot that we want to be in right now. And there's nothing better happening than this right here. This is the time.
A year ago, almost, is tomorrow the mark, 1 year mark. Zakai Zeigler went down. Tennessee played the postseason without him. Look at the way he played the other day, Ron. He was, I thought, incredible. We talked about him a lot yesterday on the show, playing like he's capable of in these games that we're talking about that will matter this week, next, and then the postseason.
First of all, Josh, you got to go back and just think like the way he and Dalton Connect have been playing, along with everyone else, but those two in particular. We're saying he's the talk of the game coming out of there because of his stat line, and the man shot 30%. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
Like he stole the show shooting 30%. Dalton Connect went for 24, and we like, that was solid effort right there, man. Look at the bar to where he's a transfer and a guy coming off his ACL just now about to be a year. Dog, that is different. That's why, man, dating back to about December, I've been on this train of he reminds me so much of Tyler Ulis. It's his impact on both ends of the floor is different. And for him not to be mentioned first team all SEC or first team all defensive team and defensive MVP, defensive player of the year, is bananas to me if that's the case. He should sweep it without question. I understand what blocks mean as far as defending the rim, but there's no one else, maybe in the country, outside of anyone that plays for Houston, because Kevin Sampson demands it as well, that can play defense and affect the game, shooting 3 for 10, 0 turnovers, 14 assists. Like, come on, man. This dude here, the dude is different, man, and the sky's the limit for this team when he's playing like that, because what he attracts is he's the minutia out there. You know, everybody has to go get some. It's just part of it. We're trying to fertilize the whole court when he's out there, and he's doing a terrific job of it, and he gets guys easier shots because he attracts flies. That's why he's the boo-boo. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Everybody's attracted to him. I think the only problem is at times, and I accept it, he'll start doing a little too much when he doesn't feel as involved. You know, and that's just a feeling. He still may be involved looking at the stat sheet and looking at the game at hand, but like we talked about the bar being set so high, he feels he should be doing so much. You know what I'm saying? And you don't necessarily have to, but I love what Zakai brings to this team, man. And I think we saw it last year. I think we honestly believe like they were about to make a run last year because of him. Now, it would have been difficult because I thought it was a little bit more of a one-man show in a sense, because as he went, the team went. And that's kind of the case with this team, but you got other guys like when Aidoo plays really well, they're going. When Dalton plays really well, they're going. But Zakai is the straw, man. He's the straw, and I don't think they would want it any other way when you talk about the leadership and being a reflection of the coach and being a coach on the floor and having that relationship with Coach Barnes, you can tell when Coach Barnes and his point guards are in tune. You date back to Texas with T.J. Ford, DJ Augustine, even in Clemson with Terrell McIntyre. Like when he's in tune with his guards and his guards in tune with him, it's a different team.
I feel like in basketball, man, great defense starts with the point guard. Just like in football, we don't say, man, that great defense, look at that safety. No, man, it's about the defensive line first. It's who the offense encounters first. Well, Zakai stops the other team's point guard from initiating the offense as comfortable as they want to. Like, you're uncomfortable initiating your offense. You have to initiate your offense about 5 to 10 feet further away because the guy's pressuring the ball. He makes that entry pass a whole lot harder. So when you talk about him sweeping the awards, man, I'm right there with you, man, offensively and defensively.
Absolutely, Swain. And I think it can be said for teams around the SEC. You look at Talon Cooper. When he's playing differently and leading this team on both ends of the floor, South Carolina's different. You look at when DJ Wagner is healthy. The reason Kentucky plays good defense is because DJ Wagner's in the starting lineup. Minus his scoring, his impact that he has from the jump ball, getting in guys' jersey, is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, the list can go on, but I'm right there with you, Swain. You're absolutely right. You build from the inside out, and he would be the inside because he's the first line of defense. Yeah. The same way you were just speaking about football. That's a part of it. And guess what? While that's happening, everybody else's eyes are on him, watching him. So the tone is being set. There's no way the guy leading this team and defending the ball can be playing that hard and then me not deny or me not be ready to guard my man when he catches the ball. He sets the tone, it trickles down, and you absolutely right, Swain.
What did we say yesterday, Swain? It kind of feels like there's a big three leading the way, and we could choose the order however you want, but it feels like it's Zakai, Dalton, Jonas, and then we can talk about the importance of the other guys. But is that kind of how you view it, Ron? The top three guys that are going to lead however far they can go, Zakai, Dalton, and Jonas Aidoo with what they do.
Yeah, no doubt. That's it. And you got to have that as an anchor, and then you start to supporting it around it. That's why, I love that six-man role, like, because you know who you are. You know what you get to bring to the game. Meshack gets to watch and then come in and change and impact the game. Same thing for Gainey. What are they missing? It may not be scoring. It may be handling the ball, letting Zakai get a break, you know what I'm saying, and anchoring the defense, and then he come back in with you. Santi, the same thing. It may be a lull right there. You can come in and get a spark, get a three going, and everybody gets back on track. So everybody accepting their role. That's when you got the sign of a great team. When people start trying to play outside of their character, that's when things can happen and go downhill, man. But when it's like this, no one being jealous, everybody pushing each other along, I'm telling you it's great. That's all you ever hear. And that's why you always hear after championships, the reunion stories and things of that nature. The brotherhood that was created is because it's a pecking order. I don't care if Jemai Meshack goes and is a lottery pick later. When they come back and they celebrate this championship team that Tennessee has, when they sit around the table, everybody falls back to their role. You can be 40 years old, 50 years old. Everybody still is in their role because that's what you remember. That's what you built on, man, and that's what it's about.